Hi, I'm Bob, the Mortgage Coach Mitchell, and today we're talking about if now is a good time to buy a house. We're talking it's July 7th of 2023 when I'm doing this video. And if you look at the economic news that's coming out, that's actually what got me started on this video today. Is that a guy named John Raymond, who's the branch manager at Academy Mortgage here in Raleigh, posted a market in minutes video on LinkedIn that I watched, and it said some interesting things, and I could see where people would be confused on if now is a good time to buy a house. Basically, and I'll put a link to that post in the description of the video. But anyway, it pointed out that manufacturing had dropped for the 8th month in a row. It also pointed out that pending home sales have dropped to their lowest level in 5 months, and the mortgage apps have fallen 22% year over year. All that would lead you to think that, well, maybe real estate values are going to come down. I don't see that as being the case. Okay, one, the mortgage rates dropping and the homes and the pending home sales, there are a couple different reasons that are contributing to that. But the biggest reason is because the Fed has been raising interest rates, and the Fed has been raising interest rates to cool the economy in order to put a cap on the inflation, to get it back down to what they consider their goal. I think it's 2 to 3%. And right now I think it's still running 5 to 9%. So I personally see some more interest rate hikes coming from the Fed, and I kind of hope that they do. I hope that they finish the job. Okay, historically, when they didn't finish the job, and we've been in a similar situation to this before, the Fed backed off, and next thing you know, we were in the hyperinflation that happened in the 80s. When I bought my first house, I paid 12.5% interest on it. But anyway, the economic news might lead you to believe, and especially because you have to remember on the news, if it bleeds, it leads. So if it's good news doesn't sell newspapers. Okay, if it bleeds, it leads. So they're going to concentrate on the negative stuff. And while you might in certain markets see depreciation, chances are not. In an inflationary market, if the cost of nails and roofing shingles goes up by 3%, the cost of new houses are going to go up by 3%. If the cost of new houses go up by 3%, then the cost of existing houses are going to go up by 3%. So as long as we're in an inflationary environment, that's good for real estate values. Okay, so the other thing I don't see, or that I've heard is going to happen, I've read, is that most of the demographic projections show that we're going to have up to 450 million people living in the United States by 2050. So what's that, 27 years? So within the lifespan of a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, our population is expected to increase by almost a third. So that's going to lead to housing values going up. The third thing I can see housing values going up on is that there really are no economic incentives for builders to build affordable housing. Okay, if you think about the basic box that makes up a house, the studs, the 2x4s that are used as studs, the drywall, the paint that they paint the house, that's all basically the same. A builder doesn't make a whole bunch of profit off of building just a base house. Where they make their money is in adding bay windows, upgrading to the hardwood floors, putting in granite countertops and top of the line of appliances and that sort of thing. So with the economic incentives being to build more bells and whistles into the houses, that means that there's not going to be as many affordable houses coming on the market. So anyway, those three things added together, I think, lead to the likelihood of real estate values in the long run going up being very, very, very good. Now, at this particular point in time, those statistics that I quoted about the housing starts being, or pending housing sales dropping to the lowest point in 5 months, and mortgage applications being down 22% year over year, those are true. It's that, like I said, that's a result of what the Fed's doing, and they're doing it on purpose. Okay. That said, if you compare it to being just a couple years ago, if you were just an average Joe trying to buy a house, okay, you're really at a disadvantage if you were going to have to get a mortgage. Okay, if you went and wrote a contract, wrote an offer on a house, and you had 10 different offers that you were competing against, chances are one of them was going to be offering cash. So it got to the point where if you were trying to buy a house in certain neighborhoods and you weren't able to put down $50,000 in earnest money or due diligence or both, or pay cash for the house, you weren't going to be buying a house. That's not the case anymore. Okay, if a house is priced right, yes, it can still go. If it's in a certain hot market, like I'm here in Cary, North Carolina, it's still a smoking market here. There are other still smoking markets across the country. But the slowdown that we've seen, even in markets like Cary, are at least allowing you the opportunity to go ahead and to buy a house. So is now a good time to buy a house? Yeah, as long as you think that you're going to be stable and that your employment's solid. Yeah, you know what? Rents are going to be going nowhere but up too. So this could actually give you a chance to hedge yourself against that inflation and to take advantage of the inflation that we've been experiencing and are likely to continue experiencing for a while yet to come. Okay, as well as all the other things of being able to pay down the mortgage and provide for for building wealth and being able to pass on intergenerational wealth. That's all going to be a reason that you might want to go ahead and buy a house now. So if you have any questions about the process, if you think, well, I don't know if I can buy a house, feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I'll answer any question that you put there. It doesn't matter if you're here in North Carolina where I'm licensed or not. Again, this is an educational channel. It's not a sales channel. But feel free to, if you want to, reach out to me through the website or even via telephone. I still answer my phones. But anyway, I'm Bob, the Mortgage Coach Mitchell. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you have any questions, definitely, reach out to me. And if this is something that you think somebody else might enjoy, please feel free to share it. Again, I'm Bob, the Mortgage Coach Mitchell, and let's put you into a house.